watching, just kind of giving you a heads up in Vance County. If this holds together in Williamsboro and Henderson, you'll start to get the brunt of this heavy rainfall as well. So once again, still watching that tornado warning for eastern Person and northern Granville County. But overall, that rotation continues the weekend and that threat for a tornado is going down. But just to reset, giving you a wider view of what's going on, we currently have a line of severe storms sweeping across central North Carolina. Here's a look at the current warnings. I'm just going to turn off radar and turn on the warnings just so you can get a better idea. I know it can get a bit active, especially on a day like today. All the spots that are shaded in that yellow color, you are under some sort of a severe thunderstorm warning. So that stretches all the way down from Person County to Lee and Harnett County, Cumberland County, Hoke County, Robinson County, currently under severe thunderstorm warnings. That means you could have winds as high as 60 miles per hour. I know we were talking previously about that threat for hail, but just so far on radar, we haven't seen much of hail and haven't seen much in the way of hail reports, especially as that line was moving throughout the triad. So currently now that main threat will be damaging straight line winds, that potential for a spin up tornado, and also very heavy rainfall. So that rain just continues to come down. Let's just take a tour of radar from north to south, because we do, once again, we do have a lot going on, and I know a lot of you are waking up to heavy rain. Just to let you know what's currently ongoing, we still have that tornado warning for northern Granville County, but also Vance and also Warren County. No warnings at this point, but just very heavy rainfall. Not seeing much in the way of lightning, but that rain continues to come down in Henderson, Townsville, Warrenton. The strongest part of this line that's now tracking towards Durham. Don just showed our camera outside our studio here in Durham. We also have a camera in downtown Durham, just showing how heavy that rain is coming down. We can even hear it inside our studio. So if you're watching us, here's that camera right there. So almost kind of hard to see in the distance, and we'll really notice a difference over the next 5 to 10 minutes as that rain comes down. Very heavy. Seeing some lightning strikes as well. So heavy rain, strong winds tracking towards Durham and Butner. Overall, that strongest activity, even though you've been under a couple of warnings, especially tornado warnings, things are starting, the severe activity that is starting to push out of southern sections of Alamance and also Granville County. And it does look like that warning we've been talking about, that tornado warning for Granville and Person County, that has been expired by the National Weather Service. So we are in team coverage. I'm here social distancing in the Durham studio. Don is in the Raleigh studio. Don, what are you seeing on your end?
Well, we will continue to watch this line of showers and thunderstorms. Brittany Bell, meteorologist Brittany Bell, keeping a great eye on that storm. Again, if you're just joining us, the tornado warning has been allowed to expire in Granville County. We still have several severe thunderstorm warnings all the way through the viewing area. I think our next big concern that we will have to watch for is Southern Pines, Southern Moore County, and Hoke County. You have a very intense line of showers and thunderstorms just about to head in, but we do not have any tornado warnings right now. I know a lot of folks tune in the morning to see Good Morning America, so we're going to try and go to it. Should more tornado warnings be issued, though, we will be on top of it. Brittany Bell and I are watching it, and you, of course, can keep up with severe weather coverage on our social media. Just look for us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Barbara?
All right. Thank you, Don, and thank you, Brittany, for doing such a wonderful job covering this and keeping us safe. We're going to be back on the air if another tornado warning occurs. Updates on abc11.com and our ABC 11 Facebook page. And now we take you back to Good Morning America in progress.
extension in Aberdeen. I've been to Aberdeen a couple of times. It's headed right towards you. So you need to be sheltering in place right now along U.S. Highway 15 and U.S. Highway 1. Again, just moments ago, the National Weather Service issuing a tornado warning now for parts of counties. Now, if you hear your county, I know Cumberland's in it, but it's the northern part of Cumberland. The tornado warning actually is going to go north of Rayford. I think if you're in Pine Bluff, Pinehurst, Southern Pines, that area, you need to be sheltering right now, northwestern tip of Cumberland County. It does go up towards Spring Lake, and should that storm hold together into Spring Lake, southwestern Harnett County, that's why Harnett County and western Cumberland County, you may have heard, if you have a NOAA weather radio, well, that's just updating. That's good news. It has weakened a little bit there, but we're just keeping an eye on it. Let me go back to radar and show you the latest radar image. I want to take a look at our radar. Now, that's a long ways from our radar, so it may disappear. Yeah, it kind of gets lost. Our radar sometimes can't penetrate that far out, so watch what happens when we go with National Weather Service radar. There is a little bit of rotation. You can kind of see this hook right there. That's where that possible tornado is, and that's why they've issued that Doppler radar indicated tornado from the National Weather Service, as that pushes off to the north and to the east. It is not a confirmed tornado, but it's certainly something we're watching. Also, we're getting a report now in Roxborough of some localized flash flooding on Madison Boulevard at Long Avenue. That is an unconfirmed report, but some flooding possibly going on in parts of Person County right now as well. Again, live look at First Alert Doppler. We're watching some rotation right now, working in a western Hoke County. We talked about this just before we went off the air. If you're just joining us, 7:23 right now, we would be wrapping up the first half hour of Good Morning America, but we stay live whenever we have a tornado warning. It's part of our duty as a broadcaster through our SCC licensing to stay on the air when we have tornado warnings, and we will stay on the air until that is clear. We have team coverage. I'm here along with meteorologist Brittany Bell. Meteorologist Kim Diener's been keeping an eye on roads too, so you've got 3 meteorologists keeping an eye on the sky at the moment as this line of storms works through. I'm going to zoom it out, check the rest of the area real quick, make sure we're not missing any other watches or warnings. I'm going to shut the radar off for a second. I'll show you all the warnings we have right now. South Hill, Virginia, we have not forgotten about you. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning in South Hill, Virginia. You are not under any other types of warnings, but certainly gusty winds in South Hill. Wake County, not under a warning. Wake and Durham, actually the Triangle right now, not under any warnings. We have severe thunderstorm warnings right now in effect for portions of Harnett County, Lee County, Cumberland County, Hoke, and more counties in our area. And of course, that purple area right there, that indicates a tornado warning in our area, that tornado warning running from the National Weather Service until, make sure I get this right, National Weather near Hoffman, 11 miles an hour, until 7:45 this morning. So that will go until 7:45. Let's shut off our warnings and let's turn our radar back on. And it's that hook right there that's got everybody concerned, down south and west. This is over Ashley Heights right now. Let me switch from the National Weather Service radar to our radar. Our radar is a little bit faster. It doesn't always penetrate as far. You can see it kind of loses some of its intensity. That's okay. It gives us a real-time look at where that rain is. And that back edge of the shower is now working right into Ashley Heights. That's where the area of concern is. Ashley Heights in northwestern Hoke County and southern Moore County. This is the area of concern for us as that's working through. This is just south and east of Aberdeen and Southern Pines. It is to the north of 5 Points as it's working through. Even if it doesn't turn into a tornado, this is a Doppler radar indicated tornado, but even if it doesn't turn into a tornado, you're still going to see wind gusts in excess of 50 miles an hour. And that's why that severe thunderstorm warning is there. So branches are coming down in several parts. We've heard several reports that last check, almost 250,000 of people in the state of North Carolina without power this morning. But again, a tornado warning now for western Hoke County. We've got team coverage going on. Let's check in with Brittany Bell, meteorologist Brittany Bell. What are you seeing on your end? I'm working out of Raleigh. She's actually working out of Durham. Last time I talked to her, Durham was getting hit with some heavy rainfall. What are you seeing right now over in your neck of the woods?
Well, Don, we're still getting that very heavy rainfall in Durham, all across the Triangle as well. So if you are just now joining us, we do have team coverage. Don is focusing on that tornado warned storm out for sections of Cumberland, Hoke, and also southeastern Moore County. And I'm just going to show you what's going on across the northern half of the viewing area. So really just turning off radar right quick because it can get a bit messy, especially with all of these different warnings. And in fact, you can see most of those warnings are currently moving throughout the Sandhills. We also do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Mecklenburg County, but for now, things are not seeing much in the way of severe thunderstorm activity across the triangle, but we do have very heavy rain coming down. Once again, you can hear that rain coming down in our studio in downtown Durham. So a closer look at what we're seeing right now. Really the most concerning part of this batch of rain moving across the northern half of the area. That's now sweeping through central sections of Granville County, tracking towards Vance County. I've been looking at the velocity or just the winds. Really not seeing any rotation, which is good news, but I am seeing a bit of a spike in the velocity right on the Durham and Wake County line right there, moving towards Wake Forest. So if you do live in Wake Forest, just a heads up, you could have some very gusty winds heading towards your direction, watching some lightning as well. So widespread rain moving through Henderson, Lewisburg, Norlina, and Littleton. That rain is starting to pick up in your area. If you're watching us along and east of I-95, things will start to get active for you as that line continues to sweep to the east. So looking at the National Weather Service, not seeing any new reports from that tornado warned storm in the Sandhills, but I do want to turn on the storm reports from earlier this morning just to show you where we're seeing most of the damage so far. So earlier we did have a confirmed tornado moving through the southern half of Alamance County. The emergency manager actually in Sutphen reports significant tree damage across a large area of the southeastern portion of Alamance County. Trees are down on an unknown amount of homes and also other structures in that area. So we'll definitely get more information, especially since we are now turning towards daylight. Also looking at a report in Pittsburgh and Chatham County, a thunderstorm downed a tree near Old Graham Road. We got that report around 6:57. And then looking at another report in the northern half of Chatham County, just to the north of Pittsburgh and Farrington, looking at thunderstorm down a tree near Man's Chapel Road. So that is where we're seeing most of the reports so far across the triangle. At this point, that severe threat is low, but that main concern is heavy rain and that potential for flash flooding, especially for areas that usually do flood in low-lying areas, because we just have a lot of this heavy rainfall just slowly pushing to the east. But once again, also looking to the south, watching that tornado warning storm out for northern sections of Cumberland County. Also watching that tornado warning for Harnett County, Hoke, and Moore County until 7:45. Not seeing any indications or any reports of damage so far yet in the Sandhills, but that is something we'll keep an eye on. And Don hit the nail on the head. He was watching this about 30 minutes ago, and he said we need to pay attention to this line. And lo and behold, we do have that tornado warning. We still have a tornado watch out for all of central North Carolina, but as this line continues to move off to the east, I do expect that some of these counties will be dropped from this watch. So we'll see that severe threat diminishing from west to east throughout the remainder of the morning, also lasting throughout the afternoon. But still, even throughout the afternoon, once all of this rain and all of these storms move out of here, we will still have to deal with high winds. That's why we do have a wind advisory in effect through 4 p.m. We have sustained winds around 20 to 30 miles per hour, gusting as high as 60 miles per hour, maybe even higher. So even if you do miss out on those severe thunderstorms or tornado warnings, you could still have to deal with power outages and maybe even the potential for trees being knocked over in your yard, because we will have winds, non-thunderstorm related winds gusting as high as 60 miles per hour. So we will continue to have to keep our guard up heading throughout the afternoon. I want to time things out too. We haven't looked at this yet, but one of our models really actually picking up on where those storms are really well right now. So it's showing that activity, showing the bulk of the heavy rainfall and storms moving along I-95 between 9 and 9:30. And then still watching wet weather along I-95 or eastern counties close to noon. But throughout this afternoon, all of that rain will start to clear out of here, but we will still have to deal with gusty winds. So a current look at wind gusts across the area. Look at Southern Pines, 56 mile per hour wind gusts right now. That is very high. 36 in Sanford and 35 in Fayetteville. Yeah, 56. That is something that you usually see with a severe thunderstorm, and that's not even related to a storm. So that's something I just talked about. Even after these showers move through, we will still have that threat for damaging winds, because we do have that wind advisory out for the entire area. So once again, we are in team coverage. I believe that camera camera that's looking outside. Is that in Fayetteville? Just someone in my ear. Yeah, that's Fayetteville right there. So notice we don't really have too many trees being swayed in the background, just looking at that rain. But once again, Cumberland County, you're under that tornado warning, but that warning is to the north of Fayetteville. So Fayetteville, you are not currently under that tornado warning. So we are in team coverage throughout the morning, also social distancing. I'm in our studio here in Durham. Don is also in our studio in Raleigh. Don, just give us the latest update on that tornado warning moving throughout the Sandhills.
Sure, we're getting several reports into the Weather Center as well. Brittany Bell, thank you and good morning. Good morning to you. If you're just joining us, it's 7:32 right now. We're in continuous coverage of a tornado warning to our south and west of Raleigh, working through Hope County right now and southern Moore County. We will stay on until that warning has been cleared by the National Weather Service. We'll try and get you back to GMA as soon as we can. We are seeing a fire department reporting a tree into a house that is in Sanford, that's in Lee County from these gusty winds. We're also getting reports from law enforcement in Siler City, where we have a tree into a house there as well. A lot of trees coming down with these winds. That wind speed that Brittany Bell just showed us, that was amazing, over 50 miles an hour. These are the types of winds we see during hurricanes, and this is just happening with this line of showers and thunderstorms working through. Now, we're looking live at First Alert Doppler, and we're not seeing any rotation. That is good news. They're continuing the tornado watch. We're just getting that from the National Weather Service till noontime. We'll take a better look at that updated in just a moment. I think they probably cleared a few counties from that. And then, yeah, we've lost the rotation on that. So this is just coming in from the National Weather Service. Here we go. The tornado warning has now been canceled for Rayford. Doesn't mean you're in the clear as far as the high winds. I think you'll still see gusty winds from Southern Pines to Rayford, getting ready to work through Fayetteville and western Harnett County. And then to the north, very heavy rainfall and gusty winds. The next area of concern, I think, is Vance County. We will be watching for that. We're going to try and go back to Good Morning America and continue to monitor the situation. We will break in if another tornado warning is issued across the region. But at this time, let's try to go back to GMA.